Boo.
What's up, buddy?
What's up, brother? Been expecting you.
What's in here that's so important?
I'm hoping it's what I need, a transfer case.
You hoping?
I'm hoping.
So I could be disappointed in you right now is what you're telling me.
So it's going to be one of two good things. It's either going to be something that YouTube sent me, or it's going to be a transfer case for that red. It doesn't look like a transfer case.
All right, so either way you're going to be happy?
Either way I'm going to be extremely happy.
I just don't want to upset
Is it heavy?
It's got some weight to it.
Okay, so I think it's a transfer case.
All right,
awesome. Thanks, man. Oh my God, finally. So who remembers this vehicle? All right, so through all our failed attempts, let's see if and so, well, here's the remnants of that, and as you can see, you know, we got a little bit angry there at the end once I got it off. I kind of threw it a couple of times. Anyways, this thing not coming out. But did you guys know that they do not just sell that part? And that part belongs to the transfer case, in which I had to buy one that needed to be rebuilt, all for that output shaft housing. And so this is what it looks like. So the thing you guys seen us fight and struggle with the entire time is just right here. So now all we got to do is put this on there. But for the ones that follow the page know that I can't really be doing this type of work in front of my neighbor. We are at my house, so we're gonna have to try to like pull this thing in a little bit more of a discreet location. So let's go. Look at that, and this one's not jammed. But in here. All right, so all that for just this. So we have reached the drive shaft, which, as you can see, what the hell is this thing? And here's the deal. If my calculations are correct, it's going to be much easier to install this thing than it was to try to take it out. And we're in there. It was, oh my gosh, dude. It's literally that easy to do. And here's our bolt holes. How's it hanging? Last but not least, the differential. The whole reason why we did this entire job, this is what we started with. I took this out and it led to the drive shaft, then it led to the output shaft, which led to a carrier bearing, led to an axle. Literally a nightmare. And so it's time to take off all this. Looks like a bag and an extension cord. And this was used to hold up the previous drive shaft because the differential was gone. Alright. There we go, just give it a little turn, huh? And those will line up just fine, but we're not going to worry about that right now. And then using the old I'm by myself method, okay, so we can remove the jack. Terrific. And we've reached the very last thing, ladies and gentlemen, the CV axle. All right, so here's the deal. All in all, it's pretty simple. We just got to break this bolt loose, this nut loose, a nut down there loose. Take this up just a hair. Then we're going to pull the entire hub assembly forward. And then in shall go our CV axle. Now, look at that. And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, we're done. What a fun ride this was. Well, guys, we did it. All without our neighbor over there knowing. You thought I did it again, didn't you? Well, I did. Now, who wants to go drop this thing off? All right, so as customary, we're gonna stop and put some gas in this thing before we drop it off. Let me tell you guys something. I am beyond thrilled. And we're out. Woo! This thing is driving incredible. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so here's something that you did not know about this vehicle. This was given to us. It was literally given to us from our in-laws because the amount of things that needed to be done exceeded the value of the vehicle. I literally needed a differential, both rear axles, drive shaft, transfer case, all that good stuff needed to be replaced. And which literally months before they got this vehicle, they had to give up their other vehicle, which was a Ford Explorer, because they were making payments on it and the water pump gave out. And what that did is that left them without a vehicle, and which is kind of unbelievable. They literally gave us their only car just because then they're hoping, you know, to save up money to buy another vehicle. Now what we're gonna do is go drop this vehicle off at their house without them having absolutely any idea. And then now they don't have to save money for another vehicle because they can just have theirs back. Because they really like this vehicle. I mean, it's a Cadillac, but that much mostly happens with these types of vehicles. And you get a fancy car and then something like a drive shaft goes bad and then it's like $1,000 for a replacement, and then, you know, other starts. And then it's just like, you know, this snowball effect. What we did is we went ahead and just purchased everything that their vehicle needed, which was quite a bit of stuff. Fixed it for them, and now we're just gonna go drop it off to them without them having any idea. I'm literally just gonna go put it in their driveway with the keys in the vehicle and then just leave. And then when they come outside, there it is. We're going 80 now and she's driving good, say? It's so hot. Was catching every freaking line. I literally just realized the heater's on. Go down. Grab the ball. We are driving excellent, fantastic. I don't even know. The drive shaft was 300 bucks. Differential was almost 900. That transfer case I had to buy, which was only 200. All right, so we're almost there. We've driven about 38 minutes-ish, and this thing is driving fantastic. Honestly, it's driving amazing. And just like that, we're done.
Well, that doesn't sound good. Is something dragging?
Oh, shit.
Yeah, see, it's a bag.
Yeah, I'll fix it. We can just get it up on here. All right, let's push this thing back. Oh, shit.
Back up to it.
Yeah. I'll just, yeah, straighten your wheels.
Straighten your wheels and use.
Oh, okay. Other way. Hold on.
I mean, we could move it over a little bit.
Yeah, try to pick that set up. Yeah, see,
Okay.
it's not too heavy.
I fucking drop
Now
her
drop her down.
I fucking drop her down. I fucking.
Just a little bit more. There we go.
Yeah.
That drive shaft's completely hanging out.
I know, I'll fix it. All right, so this is where a winch would have been super handy.
Fucking, you're gonna have to get one, huh?
We're gonna have to push it up on this.
Yeah. Let's try to push it.
You're gonna be able to push it down?
Yeah, let's try to push it. All we got to do is push it straight up on it.
Okay, we'll fucking probably do that.
Alright.
Let it rock back. Now you know what we're dealing with. Almost. One more, guys.
Alright, almost. I took it out at the end. One more good shot, guys. Oh.
There it is. We're on break.
Great job. Oh, that was great.
That was great.
That work good?
Yeah, that was just
Absolutely. Absolutely.
this is cool. I've never towed a car before.
Hey, you want me to leave this little leave this little screwdriver in there so you can get.
Yeah.
All right.
And then
caught on fire and burned to the ground.
It did,
wow.
yeah. It did, yeah. It was.
Hey, I mean, I barely got out of it. I've heard some smoke. You heard smoke?
Dang, he's funny. Well, that was easy. Next time, pay me my 120 bucks. Okay, so this isn't a repossession. I'm sure you are all aware of that. I don't repossess cars. Here's the deal. But what we are going to do is an entire rear into this thing. We got a differential, we got the rear axles, and the drive shaft. Let me show you what we're working with and why we're doing this job. All right, so as you can see there is no differential, there is no axles, and that drive shaft is broke. And it got drug. Before, it just had a plastic baggie on it, and then now to get it home, we had to put a ratchet strap on it. But here's the deal. I would love to say that I towed this thing like a G. It towed extremely easy and well, and I'm excited to use this tow dolly in the future. Can't wait to get it wrapped. So right here is the drive shaft. Right here is the axles, and inside is the differentials. So that's gonna be quite a fun job, which we're gonna do in the next 2 days. The situation with this vehicle is they actually couldn't afford to fix the repairs. It needed an entire differential, it needed an entire drive shaft, axles, all that was garbage. And so all that together, it ended up being like way over like $2,000. And I don't know if you remember this vehicle from about 6 months ago, but in case you forgot, here's a reminder.
Are you getting it, Matt? This might not even fucking work anyway. Who fucking knows, dude? I don't know, man. You okay, bro?
We can go ahead and slide this differential on back. Oh boy, it's always something else. Drive shaft was broke, axles were broke. Just like one thing led to another, right? I'm not sure what started it. Maybe the differential did. At first I was just gonna replace gaskets in the differential. All right, so clearly we have a leak here. It's just steadily dripping. Once I took it apart, this happened. Well, as you guys can see here, so then it just like, you know, it was like a snowball effect. Like things kept getting worse as I was working. I was like, all right, I'll take this off. Oh crap, it's broke. Let me take this off. Oh crap, it's broke. And then you take off the main part. Oh crap, it's broke. And so long story short, they donated this vehicle. So after picking up this vehicle, I learned from the neighbors that the couple that is donating the vehicle hadn't been able to drive it for over 6 months now, and in doing so, they've been having to take the bus. They've been having to use their son's car mostly. But little do they know that I bought everything for their vehicle, and I'm just gonna fix it and give it right back to them. So they no longer have to take the bus and no longer have to use their son's vehicle. Thanks to Top Don, I gotta show you guys how cold it is today. Look at that, 6.4 degrees Celsius. Let's see what I'm at. Pull this pin. This should be fun. Okay. Woohoo, it's a little cold. You guys remember from the first video? We just push this thing here. See, we just push this button in and we just shift this thing back. All right, so here we go. Terrific. All right, well, let's go ahead and jack this thing on up and get to work. So when it comes to jacking this thing up, you got to keep in mind you're putting in a differential. Okay. So we have to jack it up pretty high. My hands are freezing. There we go. Probably be easier just to do that. Okay guys, so you see how there's 3 blue ones and 1 green one? For like 2 months I've been rolling around with 1 green one, wondering why I only have 1. And I guess it's because I left it at this customer's house. Next. And you know, one thing I didn't know if you knew or not, but you can actually jack an entire vehicle up like this with just 3 jack stands. But we're not going to do that. Hey. Ugh. You know, here's the deal. Salute goes out to mobile mechanics because, well, a little thing you guys don't know about what we do is we'll work on the vehicle wherever it's at. You know what I mean? So, like, I was only able to push this thing off this far from the trailer, and that's where we're working on it.
well, we got ourselves a little heater. So hopefully we can make this stay a little bit better because it's freezing. Alright, so just like that, this job is a whole lot better. Alright, let's take a look at all the cool things that we bought for this vehicle. Drive shaft. These actually go in my truck. This is the other big box. This was a $700 part. Gotta love Cadillac. It's a box within a box within a box. Look at that. Look at that. Fun fact about these things is, so when one part goes out, you gotta replace the whole deal. Look at her. We'll just look at it. It's my new printer. No, I'm totally just joking. Here's the deal. I bought this differential off of eBay and they sent it in a printer box. You know, guys, it's going to be really incredible the day that I'm able to get a shop, because working outside is not always awesome. If you think the cold is bad, wait until the summer comes. I'd much rather work on a freezing cold day than a super hot. Look at that. How wonderful. Got this, which I kept inside, so luckily it's not covered in ice. Can you guys guess what these are? Voila. This is the axle. There's two of them.
Hey dude, we were delivering your food and our car broke down in your driveway.
I have to go straight to your battery. I just don't have a good connection.
It says 11.0. 11.1.
Yeah, we got a bit better of a connection. It says your battery is at 0%. You might have an alternator issue if you just had a new battery. It sounds alive now. You can test your alternator with this.
Really?
Yeah, look. Oh. Bro.
Alternator?
Yeah.
And now,
But luckily the alternator's just right there.
can you do it?
Yeah. You want to go grab an alternator?
I don't have the fucking money.
Hey, what a perfect place to break down, though. A mechanic's house. Well, it looks like we're doing an alternator real quick. All right, guys, so I had to go inside and change my upper outfit, and I'll tell you why. It's because today is actually Valentine's Day. So happy Valentine's. Yeah, happy Valentine's Day. I had to take that off because I know you guys are like, why is it? It's really cold. Now it's a little bit warm. Now, I let this thing charge in, as you can see here, and hopefully I can just pull it up a bit. I don't really want to work on it right here. Okay, so we got lucky. Right at the end there, it started to cut out. Hey, but since I got you here, would you like to learn how to replace an alternator on a, this is a 2013 Dodge Journey 3.6. Real simple. First things, pull this thing. We're going to have to remove this hose and this hose. All right, here's the deal. Obviously, we want to have a drain pan under there to catch all that coolant. And look at that, she's wide open. So unfortunately, we do have to jack it up to get that serpentine built on. And even though I'm doing the job for free, I would like to thank this person, because this is the person that paid for the alternator. So that being said, for myself personally and from this customer, we thank you very much for your donation. All right, well now it's time to take off that belt. Would you like to see how we're gonna do that? Just take it off from right there. Look at that. Now we can just zip this thing on out of there. Oh, that stings. 1, 2, and then right down here is number 3. Number 3. Look at that. Look at that. Looks like it got filled with oil. Ew. That hair. Out with the old, and in with the new. Alright, so it's basically going to be reverse everything that we just did. Well, I think that's everything. Alright, so now we just got to start this thing and then retest that alternator. You guys ready? Nice. Alright, so let's test that alternator. Alright, so you can see there, we got 13.1, 13.2. Which indicates that this is a good alternator. Alright, so now it's time for this person to continue with their job, and me continue with mine. Yay!